So it's 2024. My dear friend, Australian Johnny Philippakis and I are going to embark on another adventure. This time it's going to be Peru. We're going to start in Lima. We're going to spend a few days here just kind of goofing off. Going to head over to Cusco, which is the Machu Picchu region of the country. I'll spend a few days in Cusco, do the trek up to Machu Picchu. So really looking forward to it. Our last adventure was in 2019. We went to Mount Everest. Needless to say, that was an epic trip, and looking forward to this trip as well.
Does it look decent? Motherfucker. Let's go. You're not gonna videotape every 3 seconds.
No.
Day one, back at it with my buddy Johnny Philippakis. After how many years? 5 years. Okay, we're back at it. I just dropped the plane. This guy accosted me in the lobby of the hotel as always. And we're getting ready to get back at it. So, cheers to us.
So we're heading into Lima, a really metropolitan city, very pretty. Found out through just talking to our various tour guides that it rarely rains there. It's really a desert kind of a city, even though it's on the ocean. So, you know, a nice metropolitan area.
Juggler here in the middle of the street. Dealing with Lima, Peru traffic. All right, so we're like in the food kind of shopping area of Lima. It's called Mercado Numero Uno. It's in a regular neighborhood. So I love going to the food markets, dealing with the locals. And this is where the locals come and get all their shit. And this is where we are today, just having a little snack. And I love looking at all these different kinds of food. We just had prickly pears. Pacas had his first prickly pear.
The food markets of Peru, like any other major city, really show color of the city, the character of the city, what people eat, where the locals and the restaurant owners are shopping. I've always found these places very fascinating, let alone the fact that you're going to try a lot of different foods, different fruits, different meats and whatnot.
It's called Caju Cavallo. And this over here, if it was salted a little bit more, it'd be like feta.
Right.
So same kind of food. Bonito. That's a bonito tuna. We catch these back home too. That's yuca.
But it's really a great way to get to know a city because that's where the locals go and this is what they have to offer in this particular country. So whatever they eat, we want to eat. So we're going to give it a go.
The yuca plant. This tastes like dog shit. Fucking awful.
How bad is it?
I love it. I love it. Spit it out. Hold on. What's up, little man?
Parihuela, very good.
That's good? Okay, we'll have one of those. One of those and one ceviche. Okay? What's your name?
Demi.
Demi?
Demi Moore.
Like Demi Moore? Like Demi Moore?
Demi Moore. Where are you from?
We're from the States and he's from Australia. Ceviche is a Peruvian dish which was kind of imported with Japanese immigration that came in. There was a lot of it. So they brought raw fish. This is a new beer. So what all this basically is raw fish and it's cooked in lime juice. And the lime juice, the acids from the lime juice essentially soften up the fish and they cook it. They don't cook it fully, so it's kind of a cross between ceviche, between sushi, and regular food. But it's awesome. This is big in the States these days. And it's, like I said, it's raw fish. But it's just the lime juice, the acids kind of eat through it. So in here, look at this, Johnny. You got octopus, which is my favorite shit on the planet. That's octopus. I can't identify anything else. Eat up, brother. This is the church dedicated to St. Francis of Assisi, 1600s.
It was constructed in 1546, but re-inaugurated in 1672.
And so this obviously was part of the Franciscan monks came here They established this. We just took a beautiful tour through the catacombs, through the cloisters, the different areas of the church, and Jessica did a beautiful job explaining it all to us. So, beautiful place. Under reconstruction, obviously.
This church was built by the Spanish after they sort of came into Peru and most of South America and Mexico and just kind of dominated, took over. And of course, the first thing they did was started building churches. But this is a magnificent structure from the 16th century. So needless to say, the catacombs of any church are kind of spooky. And that you're seeing the bones and the skulls of and the entire skeletal remains of various people. But it's estimated that there are close to 70,000 people whose bones are here in the catacombs. Kind of a spooky walk through, seeing all these skulls, but this church was also used as a cemetery in colonial times. Interesting, but spooky.
This pisco is distillation of the grapes. From different grapes is aromatic and aromatic grapes. The grape is black, the name is quebranta. It's not aromatic, the perfect are different grapes.
Okay.
Its alcohol level 42%.
Whoa.
Strong, dangerous.
I think it's gonna be like.
And the shake, the pure pisco, the
Rice
magic.
wine?
It's a
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
Okay?
Do that again.
Really
Wow.
good pisco, very nice pisco. The
Yeah.
next one. Ave Maria.
Ave Maria.
Yo no quería.
Yo no quería. I don't care.
Ay, no. Pero Padre nuestro,
For our Father, that is Padre Nuestro,
qué bueno está esto.
que bueno está
This
esto.
is so good. Cheers.
All right,
Come on.
cheers, cheers.
Cheers. Salud.
Pisco from heaven.
Pisco from heaven.
Pisco from Peru.
Pisco from Peru.
I don't know Spanish,
I don't know Spanish,
but I can say salud.
but I can say salud.
Oh my God.
Gracias.
These are churros.
Churros.
Have some. Good for your fat gut.
Churros picarones. You said you want to try.
We want the chicharrones. These are churros. By the way, you get these in Mexico too.
Put them in chocolate.
Yeah, right.
Except in Mexico, they're like one little unit. They don't have like an inside.
Right.
These are pretty good.
Well, it's actually because on the street they sell it that way. If you go to some other places, you will see that churros are bigger and they are filled with a lot of caramel that we call
Yeah.
manjar blanco.
Yeah, that's caramel. Fun. Alright,
American asshole.
gotta keep our reputation alive.
They actually use this place for rituals at the top. The second pre-Inca culture, they use also this pyramid, but for a cemetery. They bury people in fetal position like a baby because they believe in reborn.
We're in Miraflores, part of town. So this is a park area that comes down all along here is the Pacific Ocean. And so this park goes on for miles. And so having said that, right down here, there's a bunch of surfers. So there's surfers and here's a nice beach area. It's not very beachy. It's all coastline. In the distance is a part of town where you got the Jesus that our girl was just telling us about. You can see it at night, it's all lit up.
So where we stayed was at the Intercontinental in an area of Lima called Miraflores, which is one of the wealthier districts in Lima, Peru. So very trendy, a lot of hip restaurants, a lot of waterfront parks, which is where we stayed right next to the water, overlooking the cliffs. There was a mall right next to us, outdoor mall called La Comar, all sorts of walking parks. So really a nice area to walk. On the weekends, you'd see just hundreds of people walking along the boulevard or the waterfront, but also very trendy, very easy access. It was a nice place for us to be. And again, just hanging out with the beautiful people in a nice part of town was really nice.
down at the Chorillo Fish Market, which I love the fish markets. Reminds me of the one in Sydney, which was 10 times better than this. But this is right on the beach. We're just checking out all these people hanging out. Fishing boats behind me. Right, we just had the fish market inside. Over here, we got all the fishermen with their nets and all that. So this place is very dear and near to me, obviously, because my dad was a fisherman. This is the local fish market, so all the restaurants probably come in here to buy their fish.
Right.
Bonito Tuna, Chorillo Fish Market. And this lady's selling like hand lines and bait. Because we're going to take a walk out in the dock and all these people are out there fishing. So this lady right here is buying.
Ahí ves,
Yep.
ahí. De esto, ¡bra! Al mar,
Over there?
al agua.
Okay. All right. The next shot will be a Pete catching a fish. I don't know what kind of fish, but I'm hoping it's going to be a fish. If I catch a fish, you're buying me dinner.
Sophie Campbell.
Can you get that camera out of my face? I'm trying to fish. Casting the line is the easy part. Actually getting a fish on the dock is a little harder. The bad news is that nobody on this dock has caught a fish yet. All right, good news is we're on a fishing boat with Captain Fuerte over here. Bad news is I just figured out what the name of the boat was. Poseidon 2.
We jumped on one of these little boats here next to the fishing port here in Lima, and we're just going to go out. We're going to take a ride around the harbor. Always a nice way to see a city is from the water side.
Yes! Tonight we eat! Look at this guy.
Caballo de mar. No, no es caballo de mar.
What is it? It's a little baby.
¿Qué pescado es ese? Es un baby, ya, claro.
All I wanted to do was beat this other guy. I wanted to make sure I got a bigger fish than him.
You fish very much. You pay.
I paid
Canada no paga.
This guy's charging me by the size of the fish that I catch. These guys are unloading fish. The reason they're doing it in such a hurry is they want to get them as fresh to the market as they can. So these fish are still flipping. They're weighing them up and they're getting them into this freezer truck behind me as quickly as possible to get them to the market as quickly as possible. Because it's warm outside, so they want to get them iced down as quickly as they can. We begin our tour in Barranco.
Yeah, because it's only 10 minutes for this place.
Yes.
The artist is the worker, this one, the black waters.
Right.
The material is a top for plastic. It's a recycled pieces. Check it out. That's plastic.
Check it out.
So we have our little tour here going through Barranco, which is sort of like, the avant-garde, arty part of town. Galleries, street art, very funky, very nice, very expensive to live. But that's where all the good restaurants are. A lot of the hipsters hang out. There's a whole section with nightclubs and whatnot. But it really just a kind of a nice place to walk around, and we have a nice day to do it.
We're here with Milagros on day 2. We're at the Museo de, how do you say that?
Pachacamac.
Pachacamac. And tell us a little bit about what we're doing.
Pachacamac is Pacha is earth, Camac is making, the earth. This is the specific places that people prepare for 1 year, no sex, 1 year, no eat chili, pepper, Very controlled pure people, but it's 1 year prepare, go to sanctuary. In sanctuary, you can find a special divinity called Pachacamac. For the reason people go for this area, for the special ceremony. And
1 year, no sex.
I'm stuck.
No sex. No sex.
No chili, no meat. Only,
All right. So
only
that's to purify.
Purified, right?
All right.
This is the reason people go for
I'd
this.
never make it.
A half an hour outside of Lima, Pachacamac, which was settled around 200 AD. This huge archaeological site is really just it's a giant city, but it's a fantastic site. There's a lot to see. They have a little museum. It was discovered in the 1500s. It wasn't really excavated until several hundred years later. And important to note that this settlement lasted for about 1,300 years until the Spanish invaded. Very interesting place. Tour guides doing a nice job showing us around. So walking through these ruins of Panchacamac, you really get an understanding of the scope of this place. Buildings, walls, and whatnot. Some of them very, very well preserved over time. It's fascinating just to kind of jump back in time and think that this was an entire civilization that lasted for well over 1,000 years. Gives you a little bit of scope, but also just interesting to see. We're at we're going parasailing, paragliding. We're at the little paraport, as they call it, and we're getting ready to do this. So I've never done it. Johnny, you've never done it. So let's see what happens. I'm fully insured. I'm good. My kids are going to be happy. I'm worth a lot more dead than alive. But this looks pretty fun, so we're looking forward to it. All right.
Exactly what he said. Minus some money.
All right, buddy. All right. What's happening?
I'll see you. I don't know what we're doing here, right? But we're just going to do it. They have this pretty nice setup here right on the park, and in Lima, the whole city is actually built on the side of a cliff. Over these cliffs, they do some pretty interesting paragliding, depending on the wind. But when the wind is coming off the ocean very nicely, these guys really zip around. So we have some footage of John here. Unfortunately, my footage was downloaded to my WhatsApp account, and I don't know what the hell I did with it, but it's gone. But anyway, I did the same exact stuff that John's doing, so we get a good feel for how fun that was and the interesting views that we saw that day.
Comes Johnny in for a landing. Nice job, Johnny. Hey, did he shit his pants? Mierda? Mierda? Nice job, John. How was it, buddy? All right, so we're just walking back from our first paragliding trip, and it was a trip. Really nice bucket list item. Really felt like you were flying. These guys did a really good job, so we're just chilling out. I'm actually out of breath. You out of breath?
No.
Just arrived in Cusco. John and I had a little plane adventure. I had to take a later flight because they found a battery pack in my bag. I had to take a later flight, but I hooked up with Johnny, and now we're in Cusco. And we just got here, nice little hotel that we're at, and we already get that really nice feeling of an old, sort of Mexican style, Spanish style little village, cobblestone streets. Good feel, a little cooler. 3,300 meters, 11,000 feet. And you can already see right here some nice churches. It's already got a really nice vibe to it. So we're gonna go get some food, have a drink, and then go from there. Get a shot of Plaza de Armas. This is the main square. Of course, it's a big church. This is a very big main square. Beautiful.
So Cusco is just a really charming place up in the mountains. It always had very special meaning for the Inca, for its location, even though Machu Picchu is below Cusco from an altitude standpoint. Cusco was the center of the Inca Empire in this area. And so just a beautiful place. It's it's got a real Spanish feel for it, obviously, because once again, the Spanish came in. They built beautiful churches. They built a beautiful square. Plaza de Armas is the main square in the town.
So we're having our first meal in Cusco, and of course I had to have the alpaca meat because I've never had alpaca meat before. As cute as they are, and as beautiful of the wool that they make, they also make a pretty good little steak here. So it's a lot like pork. Now it looks like pork, tastes like pork. God bless the alpaca.
So we're staying at the Novotel right in downtown Cusco, a beautiful place. It was an old convent at one point, and you can tell by the architectural structure, courtyard in the middle, which is where they had their meals and their social gatherings. Of course, the Spanish built all these monasteries and churches and convents when they came in and just decimated the native population. Nonetheless, they left behind, in this case, a beautiful hotel, nicely structured, right in the middle of town on these old cobblestone streets. So, really enjoyable place to stay. Overall, they've done a great job. Plaza de Armas is the main square in the town, so there's a lot of activity there and the buildings and everything outside of it, but it really has a nice feel. Population is really nice, different than Lima. Lima's more cosmopolitan, more urban. Cusco, the people are darker, they're shorter, they're more representative of the Inca people, if you will, the native populations. They still do speak the native Inca language in this area, so but overall, we're taking a look around. There's marketplaces, there's churches, really a nice area.
Yeah, so we're up here on the hill overlooking Cusco, and we got the white Jesus behind us. And this is just a spectacular view. We're very lucky we had a nice day, but we were just informed that the Arab Christians built this statue of Jesus here.
To build this place, our people spent 100 years. Depends of the guidebook, what you can find information of this they call Sacsayhuaman Fortress, also once called temple. This was used to fight against the Spaniards. That's why they say fortress.
Right.
Can you see the shape of the site?
Yes.
Zigzag, lightning.
Oh, okay.
Lightning temple. They believe in the natural elements, sun, the moon, stars, rainbow.
Ricardo's telling us is in battle when the people from this area, from Cusco, defeated their enemies. In order to make sure that their other enemies in the area didn't come around, this is how they intimidated them. They took the bodies of their dead, this is gross, the bodies of their dead enemies, and they made drums out of them. They just inflated them up and made drums, and they would go to the other cities. Say, don't fuck with us.
Well, that was the message.
Something like that.
Bolivia, Argentina, Chile. Those 6 countries were conquered by 3 leaders. From 1400 to 1532 when the Spanish arrived. The father, Pachacutec, his son, his grandson make possible all this magnific empire.
This was a military installation. It's impressive, the size of the stones, how beautifully, intricately put together they are. You can't fit the blade of a knife in between these stones. They are so perfectly put together.
You can see the stones carved like a L shape facing to the middle. If we go in that direction, you can see the L facing to the opposite way, middle again. And if you put weight on the edge, that press those down, producing something like we call keystones.
Right. Help
to keep the union together.
When you see these stones, and some are curved, and how they became, perfectly intertwined with one another, it is really fun to see. So it just gives you an idea of how impressive the Inca were from an engineering standpoint, that they could build something so precise back in a day when computers and some of the instruments that we use are just not available. So a very impressive place.
What Ricardo was just telling us was that they would take the mummified people, they viewed them as still being alive because they were so well preserved. They would actually bring them to big events, ritual events. They would carry mummies down the street. They would put them in one of those seats, and they'd sit there. They'd have to offer them food like they were alive. but the people believe they were alive. So, and here's where they preserved them. Catacomb. Watch your fat head. Whoa.
Can you feel the temperature?
Oh yeah. Got cold in a hurry.
The mineral that they use, they can preserve the dead people's bodies. Not only to make mummies, sometimes also to make sacrifices of llamas. 3 steps, symbolic representation of the 3 levels of life that we need pass. We come from the Mother Earth, snake level. This is where we are now, the 2nd level, cougar. And if we die, we go up to the condor level. And that's the entrance of life.
So the llama farm was a really interesting place. You could see the importance of these animals in the culture and the important role that they played. So we learned that the llamas are the bigger ones. They used to carry a lot of the loads. They're like donkeys. You could ride on them, but they did a lot of the heavy lifting. And the alpacas are more known for their wool. They're much smaller. Their meat, obviously, as I had an alpaca steak. But a fun place, and you can really see the way the locals revere these animals. During this little llama farm excursion, there was a museum highlighting some of the things in this area. There was obviously some really good shopping. So John and I both bought some llama wool scarves for the ladies, and a nice experience overall.
These are just local Indian women, and this is what they use the alpaca thread to make these beautiful designs. No machines, no nothing, no. And what Ricardo was telling me earlier is that there's no charts, there's no schematics. They do this by memory on how to make a specific design. ¿Cómo se llama?
Juanita.
Juanita is a little baby alpaca. It's a must-do when you come to Peru and Cusco. It's a cute little thing. ¿Cómo se llama tú? Luz and Juanita. Okay, gracias. All right, we're getting ready to go to the San Pedro Market, which is the central marketplace in Cusco. So we're in a heavy shopping area. In here they got food, they got tchotchkes, they got you name it. So we're about 10 o'clock, we're gonna shop for a couple hours, then we're gonna eat. So let's get it on. Gracias. Not even sure what kind of bird this is. But it's a bird, right?
So the San Pedro Food Market has everything that we imagined. It has the juice stands where all the people are making freshly made juices. You got the local trinkets, rugs, food, all sorts of spices and whatnot. The meat section is phenomenal because you're seeing every bit of the animal is used. Nothing goes to waste.
This is all stomach and stomach lining. Nothing gets thrown out. You got the whole head, you got the tongue. See the horn? So apparently we've heard that Peru has 3,000 to 57,000 different types of potatoes. Everybody has a different number. But these are the potatoes. And they're all different types here. I'm trying to buy a hat in this country. And the biggest size I have is a 60. And apparently, my melon is like a fucking 65 or something like that, because nothing fits. Gracias. I'm sorry.
You finally found one?
90 soles. You take American money? I'm going to give you 25 American. 25 Americano. My new hat. I'm so proud that I actually got a hat that fit. We have got a
Fit
shot
that
at it.
head.
Heading our adventure into Machu Picchu started very early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, over to the train station, and now you get sort of the build-up and the chaos starts to build as you start getting nearer to Machu Picchu.
We just took about an hour bus ride, car ride from Cusco, this little village here, Ollantaytambo, which is where we're going to catch the train to the base of Machu Picchu. Then we take a bus from there. So we're headed up. And so, so we're in this little kind of makeshift village at the train station and getting ready to get it on. So we'll check in at the other side. La Llamas, La Llamitas.
We're going to jump on this train and It takes about an hour or so. It takes us up to the base of Machu Picchu. There's another city up there that we're looking forward to. So it's starting to get exciting because Machu Picchu is obviously one of the primary reasons that we did this trip. And here we go.
Hour and a half train ride, as much as I got. All right, so we just got off the train from Machu Picchu, and we're in the Machu Picchu Pueblo or village, and we're waiting to catch our bus to go up to the actual Machu Picchu. So not an easy place to get to, but we're making our way up there now. We just arrived in Machu Picchu off the bus. I paid 67 cents to take a piss. And yep, it was well worth it though. I would have paid $5. These are all the circuits behind us. So we're going on circuit number 2. It's the high long circuit. Got a little bit of a Disney feel here. A lot of people, a lot of buses, a lot of backpacks. So we're getting ready to go at it.
So the palaces of the kings were here. The real pronunciation in Quechua, I don't say Cusco, I say Cusco. Cusco. If you say Cusco, it doesn't exist. But if you say Cusco means Central Neighbor, here were living the Inca kings. But we are right now here at green area where is the jungle.
So we made it to Machu Picchu. We're doing our loop, we're doing our tour, and we got a beautiful day for it. It's a nice sunny day, just slightly cloudy. You can see the grass is green. It's a nice time of the year, and this place so far is everything that we thought it was going to be. It's just it's an amazing place, a city built into the side of a hill, amongst all these mountains in the Andes.
All right, good. So we're in this little area here. What is his name? Eduardo.
Or something like that.
Took us up to here to these quarries, and so the big natural rocks that were here is where they used to work them. They would chisel them down, do their thing, and then the smaller ones they would get from down below where there was rivers. Obviously, much easier to get the smaller rocks to build some of these other structures. But the big ones were also cut down to use the bigger the rocks, the bigger the stones for the temples, because that gave it some gravitas, being in that. The big question is, why was Machu Picchu built here where it is? So our tour guide just explained to us that in these valleys and there's these peaks all around us, and there's a hot spring nearby which gives them access to water, and then there's quarries nearby which also gives them access to the building materials to make all this. Now, how did they find it, which is a question that I asked, which is the Incas had runners or scouts that were always going out looking for new lands and new territories. And what they did was they found this place and they sent back the information to the architects in Cusco and said, this would be a great place for a city. I don't think anybody knows what it's really used for, or what it was really used for, but here it is, and it's just a gorgeous spot. So, good stuff.
But as we look around, you could just imagine Hiram Bingham when he first got here, and when he started uncovering these trees and all this bush, and to have this entire city discovered, untouched up until that point in the early 1900s. So just a fantastic place. It's overwhelming.
These things here, they were originally thought to be grinders of some kind, but they're not. They were filled with water, and they would reflect the sun and the moon. So those are the two gods that they worshipped, two of the gods they worshipped. That's the head. John's gonna eat that. The chef wants me to eat it with my hands.
Okay, then.
Gracias.
Enjoy, please.
I'm about to eat a guinea pig. I used to have one of these as a pet when I was a kid. Pretty soon they're gonna bring me a hamster for dessert. It's just in the middle of a serious mob scene here at Machu Picchu. So Carol G, a famous Colombian singer, I guess is in the area doing something, and she just came off of this bridge, absolutely mobbed by about 1,000 little girls, and me. So I got my phone up there. I have no idea who this person is, but there was something going on, so it was obviously pretty good. But I guess she's very popular here, as you can see. So anyway, that's my celebrity story for the weekend.
So on the train ride back to Cusco, we had a little fashion experience, some entertainment, as any good tourist country will do. They're trying to sell you stuff at every point. And in this case, it was, llama wool, different trinkets from the area. Even though half the people are asleep, the other half are playing checkers, trying to make their way down to this hour-and-a-half train ride. These people are coming around and doing their thing. So kind of fun to watch, interesting stuff.
All right, so we're at Patty's Pub in Cusco, of course. So what a nice smile you have. We're doing a video shoot. So we did the whole mountain, we did the whole Machu Picchu. We were out of gas. We said we have to have one drink, and here we are. I got a gigantic martini. You've had 2 beers, and Patty's Pub is the highest Irish pub in the world, elevation-wise. It's a fun little place, and if you take a look around, you got all sorts of Irish stuff going on, and I love Irish pubs, so cheers. Slancha, as they say. Slancha.
This is a gift for you. Thanks for your visit. It's free postcards.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate
Thanks
you.
for your visit. Thank you so much.
So we're doing a little Cusco nightlife. It's the weekend. Everyone's kind of out and about, and we're on this one particular street right off of the main Plaza de Armas. And we're checking out these, Peruvian singers. We got the 3 brothers over here doing their menudo thing. Got some live music and a pretty lively scene. It's a good-looking crowd. Everybody's out doing their thing, mostly locals. So we were just kind of putzing around and saying, okay, let's go have a couple drinks, and we happened upon all this entertainment. So pretty fun. We had a good time. Everybody's having a good time. No trouble, no bullshit. Everybody's just out having a good time, having a few drinks.
Soccer game in Cusco. They're playing against a team from Lima. Check out this crowd. This is already the parade going into the game. But at this point, we have no idea how to buy tickets. So we're learning. Stop filming me. I'm gonna get fucking mugged out. We're buying two scarves. Those. There you go, motherfucker. Marco, we're at the game. We got our seats. John made me sit up in the nosebleed section. Well, we're gonna be the 12th man apparently.
Camiseta número 10, Luis Chicaiza.
Got ourselves a game here, people. Our team lost 3-2. Bad defense. But after the game, those are antichurros, right? Anticuchos. Anticuchos. This is good. This is the best street food. For $1.50, I just got a nice thing of beef heart and a nice potato at the end. Good night. Gracias, brother. All right, so we're back at it. Soccer game. Football game number 2. This time we're in the end zone with the home team that we were with last time. Deporto Gallos Rey.
Corazón.
Oh, Anticuchos.
Anticucho,
Yeah,
corazón.
yeah, after the game.
Buenazo, buenazo.
What's going on?
Will you leave me alone?
Come on, you're a new commentary.
We're at the site of the famous 12-angle rock, which is very significant for the Incas. I guess it showed a lot of their ingenuity. This is all one rock, which is placed perfectly in here, so let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this rock has significance in the fact that it represented some of the old families back in the old days, but also the fact that there's no mortar in here, there's nothing. This rock fits perfectly with all these other rocks, so you can't slip anything in here. Fits perfectly in, no mortar, no nothing. These people were ingenious. There's my little buddy right here, ready? Ooh, 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 ooh. So we're up in Quadichanca. We're up in the bell tower here. So this is the old original bell. So this is a monument. There was an Inca temple here, the highest temple. And when the Spanish came and conquered, of course, they built a church right on top of it. This is of the Dominican order. So we've just been through the church. Now we took a walk up to the bell tower. But this place is fascinating. So it's sort of the Incan edifice is there. The conquerors come in. They superimpose a new building on top of the existing building, but they kept some of the walls. So downstairs, some of the other footage will show some of the incorporation of the old walls into the new building. But this place was built in the 1500s, right after the conquest, and yeah, pretty good view up here. So this is it, our last day in Cusco. It's our last morning. I'm gonna grab some coffee, just kind of chill up, get a couple hours to kill, and got the new thing for my hat, which is really nice, if I say so myself. And that's it. I'm gonna take a little walk, last walk around the square, and we'll say goodbye to Cusco. Wrap it up. excuse for this beautiful afternoon. Going down to check out the Ironman competition.
So we're back in Lima, beautiful afternoon. I think it's a Sunday. We're gonna go down and check out the Ironman competition. The whole kind of city's been cordoned off with police and different routes for the cyclists and whatnot. So we're taking a ride down just to see what it's all about. And look at it's fun, it's interesting. I love these things. I wish I was doing it myself, but it's fun watching everybody else kind of get into it. We're at the finish line watching people come through. Nice afternoon, good vibe with the locals.
We're at the beach down in Chorrillos. Just got my beautiful new bathing suit. Very nice.
Very nice.
Now I'm gonna go jump in the water.
So we decided to go down to the beach. Like I said, it's a beautiful afternoon. So after the Ironman, we took a walk down here, and I have never seen a scene like this in my life. So we sit down, we buy towels, we rent some beach chairs, and before you know it, every 2 minutes, somebody comes up to you.
Let's see, so far we've got people that sell shorts, and I bought it there. We got towels, we got beach balls, we got rice dishes, ceviche dishes, people walking around with menus, beer, water. These things over here called leche de tigre, which I just had. I'm just trying to sit here fucking relaxing a little bit. And I got 75 people walking by the time. This lady here selling candy bars, cigarettes, lollipops. We're recapping our little trip to Peru here. So 3 or 4 nights on the front end in Lima, Miraflores, markets, tour guides. Did a tour of the city, kind of goofed off, out to dinner, chicken joints, nothing crazy. We didn't go nuts. Cusco was very special. Old colonial Spanish town, a lot of history, a lot of everything. Good food, great shopping. What did we do? We did 2 city tours, and we did Machu Picchu, of course, which was the ultimate reason really for coming on the trip. And now we're back at Miraflores and just enjoying Lima for the last couple of nights. It's been a nice trip. We've had some adventure. We've really seen some. I got to tell you, I wasn't expecting it to be this culturally fun, and it was. I learned a lot about the Incan people, the whole country of Peru. There's a lot going on here, a lot of history. Everywhere we've been in nice places, but everywhere we've been has been clean, really nice, and I got no complaints. It's been a very, very pleasant trip. Me and my bro Johnny kind of got it on again after 10 years, 5 years. It's our 5-year anniversary, so, and now we're looking at doing something in the next, I don't know, 3-4 years. When I turn 65, 4 more years. So anyway, been a good trip. I take off tonight. Johnny's gonna stay a few extra days. And that's a wrap.